Hi guys, what's up? It's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my February hits and misses. I'm super excited to film today because I have a ton of products I want to talk to you guys about. If you do like these type of hits and miss videos, definitely give them a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like this type of content, you want to see more of it on my channel. And if you are new here, definitely hit the subscribe button down below, join the little crew, and don't forget to put your notifications on because then you'll know when I upload. Right guys, let's talk about the hits and misses of the month. I have a ton and I'm super excited to get through them and talk to you guys about things I've been loving and things I haven't really been loving. Guys, as you may or may not remember, I talked to you about a no buy in February and I kind of stuck to it for the most part. I bought one makeup product, which I will talk about in today's video, so I'm actually kind of glad that I did buy this product because it was a good product. However, I did learn an awful lot from a no buy in February and I want to do a whole video on that. So it will be coming up quite soon. If you guys are interested, then definitely stay tuned because I have a couple of interesting points in it and a couple of observations. So anyway, let's talk about my first favourite of the month. So I have all my favourites listed in my bullet journal because I will forget. I love journaling. It's one of my favourite things to do and I always write down every single thing that I try in the month and whether I like it or not. And that determines whether it's a hit or miss. So the first product I want to talk about is a foundation. I tried this foundation either late January, early February, can't quite recall, but it was mostly a product that I used in February. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Stick Foundation. This is not new. It's been out maybe about 6-7 months. I had noticed a couple of comments in my videos saying that this has been discontinued. However, Wet n Wild did put out a statement, or somebody tagged me in a statement or something. They said it wasn't been discontinued, so don't fear it, this hasn't been discontinued. It's a stick foundation. I'm very picky with my stick foundations. I love my Hourglass stick foundation. You guys know that. I've used it for years. It's one of my favorite. So I kind of base an awful lot of stick foundations off the feelings and the vibes that I get from that foundation, and then I kind of want every other foundation that comes in stick form to live up to that. So if it doesn't, I'm not going to use it because I kind of have something that I like and I fail safe, and why fix something if it ain't broke. However, I did use this and found it to be incredible. I loved this foundation. I did a whole review of it and wear test and I will link it down below. It is quite creamy consistency. It's not slimy on the skin, which sounds really weird, but that is an issue I have with a lot of stick foundations. They're too oily on my skin. I have incredibly oily skin as it is. I like to look after my oils by using like oilier night creams, and I look after using different serums and stuff, so I have control my oils, and last thing I want to do is use a foundation that is quite oily on my skin and just makes me look like a grease ball, whereas this doesn't do it. It's so easy to apply. It's really quick, it's simple, it's out the door makeup. This is not something I would probably wear on like a full coverage day, like, or not for nightwear or whatever. This would be more something for I'm heading out to the cinema, I'm going to meet the girls for coffee, I'm going out with my boyfriend for a quick bite. It's not something that I want like long lasting foundation for. It does last quite long, but it's just more of a convenient product for me. It's real quick, simple, easy. I really like it. But if you want to see how it performs fully, I will definitely direct you down to the description bar and you can check out my full review on this and my wear test. So this is a product that I've rediscovered. This month I got my makeup done by Inglot and I have a whole video dedicated to that as well, and I completely and utterly forgot all about this foundation and how much I loved this. This is the Inglot HD foundation. I'm in the shade number 76. This foundation is what I'm wearing today. I've literally been wearing nothing but this all month other than that Wet n Wild stick foundation. It is the most beautiful foundation and I love it because it has no SPF in it. My boyfriend and I and a group of us went to Odeon. What night was that? I think it was like the night after Valentine's night, and we went out and I wore this for I want to say about 16 hours that day and night. It was a late one. It was perfect on my skin when I came home, and we got pictures taken, and you know, on the night out you're like, oh yeah, let's get in a picture. No flashback, nothing like that. It's just a gorgeous foundation. Like, I absolutely love everything about this foundation and I forgot how much I loved it. I think this has been the most worn foundation this month on camera as well. So the majority of the videos I've uploaded in February I've probably been wearing this foundation or the Conceal and Hydrate foundation. But I absolutely adore this. Forgot how much I loved it, and I just want to thank Inglot for doing my makeup and reminding me why I loved this. My next product is a lip liner. This is again from Inglot. It's number 63 lip liner. I have worn this for years, but I was completely all out of it, and then when I was in Inglot getting my makeup done, I was like, yes, I need to pick up another one of them. Honestly, I think this has been the only lip liner I've worn this month, other than the one I'm wearing today, which is Kat Von D Bow and Arrow, which is very rare for me to actually switch it up. But this is the lip liner that I've been wearing all month. That's it there. It is the most incredible long-lasting lip liner, and it's only €11, guys. It's super inexpensive. I know that sounds like expensive for a lip liner, but this lasts so long on your lips. You literally might need to apply this twice in the day if you're wearing your makeup all day. That's how long it lasts. It is my favorite lip liner ever. Again, I only rediscovered it this month because I forgot how much I loved it, and I bought it. It was the end of January I got my makeup done. It was like the last thing I bought, and the HD foundation before my no buy, and it was one of the best purchases ever because again, all month I've been wearing it. It makes my lips look really full and pouty, and then I apply a lighter lip in the center, which I'll talk about in a moment, and I just love the colors together, and I just love the shape it gives my lips. I love how long wearing it is, and I love how it just kind of contours my mouth. I hope that doesn't sound too weird, but it just kind of literally lines my lips so well. I don't know what it is about it. It's whatever the formula is with this lip liner. It's just amazing. And then the lipstick I've been wearing with it is number 413, which is what's in the center of my lips now. And then I'm wearing Bow and Arrow lip liner from Kat Von D and Bow and Arrow lipstick just on the outer corner with this lipstick in the center. I feel like Inglot have discontinued this lipstick because I tried to get a backup of it because I'm like, well, not that I'm nearly all out. Like, it lasts me a little bit longer, but I am flying through it this month. It is super pale. You can see that on my lips. It's so pale, and it's extremely matte and quite drying. If you have like chapped lips, it wouldn't be the one that I would go with. So I definitely need to exfoliate before I use this. It has a slight peach undertone. It is definitely a bit more warm. It reminds me of Myth if Myth was completely and utterly matte. It is so gorgeous. And like I said, I just apply it into the center of my lips. It lasts all day. It looks fantastic, and it makes my lips look fuller and more poutier, and I just love it. Next up is a super affordable product. It's from Catrice, and it is their new Pro Next Generation Nudes Slim Eyeshadow Palette. This came out early in February or maybe late January. I got sent it in PR, and when I saw the inside of it, I was like, oh my god, that is just gorgeous. It gives me Huda Beauty nude vibes. Absolutely love the pigmentation of this eyeshadow palette. Sometimes I'm a bit hit and miss when it comes to especially drugstore makeup palettes. I know that sounds really shady, but I'm just being honest. Sometimes I just find that the quality's not there. I don't find that the shadows last that long, and I don't find the pigmentation is there. But I did an entire video dedicated to this, and you guys really liked the look of it. It is limited edition, so if you do like it, I would run out and get it now. And I really feel like Catrice need to make this permanent because it is beautiful. There's some of the shades. I'll just give you a swatch of them. They apply so well. Matte shadows are really soft, quite blendable, and they don't go patchy on the eye, which I did find with one of my misses this month, which I'll talk about. I absolutely love the quality, the shades. I love how blendable they are. I just love the look of this palette. I love the colour story. I wore this out for my Valentine's date night. We went out actually 2 nights after Valentine's Day because, I don't know, we were doing something on Valentine's night. Oh yeah, we went to a movie at midnight. That's what we did instead. We went out for dinner 2 nights later, and I wore this because I had done the tutorial earlier in the month, and I really liked this, and I've worn it a couple of times since, and I just love the shades. I love how blendable they are. I love the quality, and I just love how slim this palette is, and it's really travel friendly. It's easy to work with. It's great for beginners. I just love everything about this. The quality of the shadows is really good, and I think it's probably the best palette that Catrice have ever released, in my humble opinion. Next up is another Catrice product. This is the Catrice Lashes to Kill Sexy Volume Mascara, and this was brought out again with that collection. There was a couple of products in it, and I've tried and I've enjoyed most of them, but this was definitely up there with one of my favorite mascaras that I've tried in a long time. Now, I do have a slight issue with it, which I'll talk about in a moment, but in general, this mascara gives me lashes to kill. It makes my lashes just really long, coated, full, volumized. It adds volume and length, and that's what I need in a mascara because I have really short lashes, quite like stumpy short. I love the fact that when I have no makeup on at all, but I just want to put on a bit of mascara, maybe have like a tiny bit of concealer or something on, this lifts my lashes, gives me volume, separates my lashes, and it just makes my lashes look great. The issue I do have with this is if you don't take it off properly, like me, and it could be lazy on a night out and maybe don't take your eye makeup off properly, because I tend to kind of forget about eye makeup. I'll take off my face makeup and then I'll rub my eyes with my cleanser and then don't take everything off. I can wake up with panda eyes in the morning, so I do notice that this can give me panda eyes. It also can smudge a little bit, so if you have a problem with your eyes watering a lot, don't go with this mascara because your mascara will be down your face. I would not wear this if you think you're going to be tearing up, like let's say you're going to a wedding. I would avoid that. So this would not be a mascara I'd be wearing on my wedding day because it would just be all down my face. So it just has a bit of a smudgier formula. That's the only kind of issue I have with it, but everything else with it is just great and it lasts all day. It doesn't smudge throughout the day as well, I will say that. It's just mostly if your eyes are watering or if you wake up the next day after wearing this and not taking it off properly, it will smudge underneath your eyes. So it definitely gives you those panda eyes. So just remove it properly and don't get teary-eyed whilst wearing it. I got the Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer at the end of January and I tested it out in February in a video. Absolutely love this concealer. One of the best concealers I think Revolution have ever brought out. Their Conceal and Define was my favourite. Then they brought out Conceal and Hydrate. I wasn't crazy about it, but this one is by far my favourite concealer. This is like on par with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I would say it is actually overtaken Tarte Shape Tape for me. I no longer use Tarte Shape Tape since discovering Conceal and Define in general, but now this Infinite formula is even better. It makes my under eye areas look flawless. I mean flawless. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it like non-stop since the day I got it. And my under eye areas just look so brightened up. They look flawless. There isn't a crease in sight. I can't see dark under eye circles. It just looks gorgeous. It's like velvet underneath my eyes. It's so pretty on and I cannot stress how much I love this. I also picked it up in a darker shade to cream contour with. I picked up the shade C14, which is obviously for a darker complexion as a concealer. However, I like this as a cream contour, but I just think I need to get a different shade. I've used C14 in all of my cream contour products from Makeup Revolution, Conceal and Define, but I actually at the moment would prefer something just maybe 2 shades lighter. It is a little bit dark on my complexion, so maybe I'll go with like C12 or C the equivalent. I want a cool undertone. That's the only reason I picked up C14, because the rest of them seem to have warmer undertones, whereas this is the darkest shade I could get with a cool undertone that I thought would match me, but it might be just a little bit too dark. This is in C7. It's just perfect underneath my eyes. It gives me the most radiant under eye area. It would cover up all your sins and it just blends out effortlessly. It doesn't crease. It lasts all day. I cannot say enough good things about this concealer. I really think it is one of the best concealers that Makeup Revolution had brought out. They said it is 16-hour wear. I can definitely second that, because like I said, when I was out a couple of weeks ago, I was wearing my makeup for a long time and it was still intact and my concealer had not budged. This next product I've used completely up and I'm so sad about it. It was the last supper for it here today. I used it on my brows today and it was the last thing or last little bit I got out of it. I'm kind of devo.com over it. This is the Signature Brow from Kat Von D, or KVD Vegan as it's now called. KVD Vegan Beauty. That's what the brand is now called. It is a brow product, obviously. It's not shaped like a little fine tip on it. It's a little bit narrower and longer, which means it's super easy to get fine strokes with it, and it's a bit quicker to move through my brows. The shade I got was medium brown and it is one of the nicest brow pencils I think I've used in a long time. Absolutely adored it. I'm gonna have to pick up another one because I'm raging now it's all gone. It lasts so long on my eyes as well. It does not fade. It's still intact at the end of the day. It's great. I do like the Catrice Slim-Matic, is that what they are called? Yeah, Slim-Matic Ultra Precise brow pencil, but I find that I run through this a lot quicker than this. Obviously it's a little bit of a cheaper product, but I also find that this doesn't last through my brows as long, so my brows will fade throughout the day, whereas they don't do that with this. It looks incredible through my brows and just makes them stay in place all day. It's been a hot minute since I have felt any affection towards an eyeliner other than my Essence Liquid Ink Liner. However, I feel this month that this eyeliner has been the be all end all for me, and this is the Brush Ink Tattoo Liner, waterproof liner, sorry, from Catrice. This is waterproof. It is phenomenal. Oh my god guys, I cannot stress how much I love this. It has a fine tip on the top of it. It is really pointed. So where is it gone? So I just reviewed the Essence 24-Hour Ink Liner, which I do quite like, but it is not as precise as the Catrice one. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see that. The Catrice one has bristles in it, whereas the Essence one is a felt tip. Actually, one of the bristles is like bent there. Okay. The bristles on this mean that it is really easy to control, and it makes my liner just glide on my eye. It's so intensely black. It does not smudge. Once this bad boy dries, it ain't going anywhere. It is one of the best liners I've used in ages. And for the moment, it has replaced my Essence liquid liner just because of the ease of use of this. Cannot say enough good things about this product, and I will be repurchasing this when it wears down. Like, I would break a no buy for this. It's that good. I love it. Second last favorite of the month is this NYX Cream Contour Pro palette. Now, I'm having an awful time trying to find this online for you guys. I don't know if this has been discontinued because I have been asked. I did the entire Scott Barnes makeup tutorial that he did on Tati. I recreated it and I used these cream products to do my cream contouring, and I absolutely adore this. This palette has been sitting in my collection, I want to say, for the best part of a year, maybe a little bit more, and I've never even dipped into it. But these contour shades are fantastic. They're a creamy consistency, but they're super blendable, and they're so pigmented. Like, look how dark they are. And I haven't really used any of the concealers, but these are just amazingly blendable. And the only other product that I found that I like as much as this is my Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Like, that is how incredible this palette is. However, I'm having the hardest time to find it online. So if you guys know, has it been discontinued? Can you let me know? And also, if you have seen it anywhere, let's just rub that off. If you've seen it anywhere online or in store, can you let me know so I can let my subscribers know? Because I'm really upset that if I use this all up, then I'm not going to be able to repurchase it, because I actually think it's one of the best products ever. That I've been dipping more into the contour shades, not so much the cream shades. I do not like this highlighting shade here as well. It's shimmery. It's just not nice on my skin. I'm just sad that it's going to be hard to find, or if it's been discontinued, that's even worse. The final favorite of the month has definitely got to be the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I wasn't really sure about this when I first got it. I did a whole tutorial on it. I really enjoyed it. I've only had it for 2 weeks now, so it's not like the longest owned palette in history. However, I have played around with this. I've done a couple of looks. I've used it on the weekend. I did, I think, 2 or 3 different types of looks with it. I used it for a more neutral look, and then I also tried doing a yellow eye look, which I enjoyed. I need to dip more into these red shades, which I really am loving, and the purples as well. But I've used like Crazy and Temptress and Oh Hello, and then mostly the neutral shades in it. But I do find that the quality of these shadows are really, really good. I'm not mad about Morphe as a brand. Like, I'm not really. I just feel like there's a lot of like pushing of the brand. I think that's what happened to me, but it was just like too much. But now that they don't really release that much, or I don't hear about them that often, I don't know, maybe I'm watching the wrong people, that when they do release something, I feel like it is quite good. And I do like this palette. I love the shade selection. I love how unique it is, and I love how different it is. It's not like anything I have in my collection. I don't have a palette that I can like dupe with this. I can't say that I have like 50 palettes with the same shade in it, or that same shade in it, or that red in it. I find the shades to be quite unique. I like how pigmented the shades are, and I like how neon some of the shades are, like these oranges and the pink in particular. This purple is just absolutely to die for, and I love this yellow shade. I do find the shades quite easy to blend on the eye. I had a couple of issues with some of the mattes just being a bit trickier to blend out, but I do find that with purple, it was a purple matte shade, I do find that with purple mattes in general, they can be a bit trickier to use because of just the way that they're pigmented and the way that they're formulated. So Not My Journey was the one shade that I did have a little bit of bother with. But the rest of the shades work really well on my eyes. I really enjoy them. I did break my no buy for this, so I am actually kind of pleased that I do enjoy it. However, I won't be breaking my no buy this month for anything, because I just feel like I learned an awful lot from that, and I just want to kind of continue with my no buy. It is a palette that I was surprised that I loved so much, because I just thought it wouldn't be as wearable, but then when I actually saw it in person and used it, I found that there was just so many looks that I could create with it. Each one of them turned out fantastic. Sorry, I have one more favourite. I nearly forgot about it. Blush that I've been wearing all month. This is Honeysuckle Blush from KVD Vegan Beauty. Oh my god, I love this blush. It is so similar to my NARS Madly, which you guys know my feelings on NARS Madly. I've loved that for so long. This blush is just gorgeous. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today, and I've been wearing it as long as I've had it, which would be about 10 days maybe. So every time I wear a blush, this is the blush I've been going for. The formula of these blushes is like nothing else. It's so smooth, so buttery and creamy. It's like almost when you touch it, you feel like it's cream. That's how it feels. But it is a powder. And the shade is just gorgeous. I love everything about it. You're not going to be able to see the shade there, but it's just so pigmented. They came in tons of different colours, but this is the one that I have been most drawn to, which again is Honeysuckle. I absolutely love it. And I can't say enough good things about it. So now guys, we're on to the misses for the month. I have quite a few misses this month, and unfortunately I think all of them are drugstore. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I'm not trying to like target the drugstore. I'm saying that they're crap. You guys know my feelings on it, but I have to tell you guys I don't like these products. So the first miss of the month was the Prime and Fine No More Red primer. You guys probably saw this coming a mile away. Especially if you guys watch my videos this month, you will know that I didn't think that this product was any good. I thought it was gimmicky. I really think that the green base is just a bit too green on the skin, and it doesn't cover any redness. Like, you don't mind having a bit of green on the skin if you know it's going to counteract your redness, but I just found that it went on really green. When I blended it into the skin, it kind of disappeared and it didn't remove any redness. I don't suffer hugely with redness on my skin. Tried to pick a day where I had a little bit of redness, so I have mostly around my nose and chin. It didn't really do anything, to be honest. It's just kind of a waste of money, in my opinion. And I would prefer like the Catrice Tensational, definitely prefer that to it. Another affordable primer would be the Prime and Studio Mattifying Pore Minimizing Primer. I understand if you are purchasing this, it's to counteract redness in your skin, so maybe a pore minimizing or hydrating primer might not be up your alley, but I definitely think that there's better products on the market than this, and different primers that work a little bit better for doing the job. And also, if you're wearing a full coverage foundation, covering redness shouldn't be a huge issue. It's mostly for maybe day-to-day wear, or if you're using a tinted moisturizer, or if you're using a lighter coverage foundation. But I don't really feel like this covered any redness at all, and I don't even have that much redness. I don't know if the video is up of me testing out this product, but if it is, then I'll link you to it, and if not, then it'll be coming soon. So the product itself is actually quite good. It's the colour I have the issue with, so it's not really too much of a miss, but I do kind of talk about that in the video. This shade is described as medium brown. Keep that in your head, right? When you think of a medium brown, what comes to mind? For me, it would not be this shade. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but it is a red toned brown. This would be auburn. This would be for someone who has auburn or red hair. They would use something this color. This is not a medium brown. It does not dry brown on my eyes, or my brows rather. It made my brows look red. And everybody said to me in the video where I was testing it, where they didn't know what I was doing or what was on my brows, because I hadn't mentioned it in the video because I was testing it that day in a different video. And they were like, what's going on with your brows, girl? They're like red. They're not like a brown shade. They're not like the color here. It looks like it dries down on the back of my hand to be a medium brown, but it doesn't, because in your brows through the hairs it actually turns auburn or red, and it's not even like an auburn color that I would say any of my friends with auburn hair would even go for, because they probably would go with a more brown shade. It doesn't look good. The product itself is fine. It has like a little angled felt tip on it, and it was really easy to get around my brows. I actually quite enjoyed the product. It lasted really well on my brows, but the color is just way off, and it was a massive miss for me, because I would never use this product again because it's just the wrong shade. I just did a video on these Essence products, and I've tried them out again since, so I have a couple of thoughts on them. So they're not technically full-on misses. I would say like stay away from them, but they're just not what I expected. The My Skin Perfector Loose Fixing Powder actually is okay if you have drier skin, and also the shade selection is not great because they have nude, which looks really, really deep, which would be fine if you have deeper skin tone, fine. So, and then they have a lighter shade, which I should have gotten, but I just used what was sent to me. So the shade selection is not great, considering there's only 2 shades. A translucent powder would have been great, just be done with it. If you have drier skin, you might like this powder a lot more because it is quite velvety and silky on the skin. However, if you have oily skin, it's not going to hold back your oils for too long, because I literally got about 4 hours out of this powder, 5 hours before my skin was really oily. And I have other powders in my collection from affordable brands that would last all day. So it's not like a complete miss for me, just a couple of buyer suggestions. Now this product, the Tinted Primer, I don't like this. I really don't like this. I tried it a few times since, I tried it on its own and it's just horrible on my skin on its own. At least with the foundation over top, it kind of covered up a little bit of the flakiness I got from this product. So in that video you can see like where my skin had kind of like flaked, where it had attached itself to dry skin. I don't have dry skin, I have oily skin, but I had dry patches from just central heating. It just kind of clung to dryness on my skin and lifted up the actual skin and kind of emphasized it a bit more. And then when I put on my foundation, it kind of grabbed those areas as well. It added an awful lot of cakiness underneath the foundation. It was just too heavy of a product and I just didn't like it. So on its own, no. And with on top or underneath a foundation, it's too heavy. It's quite slimy and slippery as well. It does dry down a little bit more tacky as a base, but to be honest, no, I just wouldn't use this. If you do like the fact that it's tinted, then I would definitely say go with the Catrice 1 Minute Face Perfector. It's much smoother on the skin. It's like a mousse formula and it actually is much thinner of a formula. So when your foundation goes on top, it doesn't like bunch up on the skin. It's not slippery or slimy like that other product. It is actually like a moussey consistency and it is, like I said, thinner. So I would pick up the Catrice Face Perfector if that's what you're looking for, like a tinted primer. Much better. This product, no bueno, don't like it. It just didn't blur my skin, didn't do anything, attached to dry skin. It emphasized any area of concern that I had on my skin that I didn't like, and just the actual consistency of it is just so slippery and slimy and I didn't like it, and just no, didn't like this product at all. And sadly my final miss is also from Essence, so sorry Essence to bash you today. I generally love most Essence products, but just unfortunately this month I didn't get on with an awful lot of them. And the last thing is this Witch Side Essence palette. Now this is $11.95, so it's not like the most like cheapest chips palette where you don't really mind if it's crap, because again, €12 to me, I could do so much more with that. I could buy me and a friend a coffee and maybe a scone or a muffin. I could go to Krispy Kreme's and get 12 glazed donuts, probably get a nice top and pennies for €12. I might be able to get new Nike socks for €12. So there are other things that I could buy for €12 that I wouldn't spend on this palette. I just use it today, so it's not like I've used it a ton of times, but I kind of get where it's going with this palette. I don't need to use it 4 or 5 times to decide I don't like it. First time, didn't do anything for me, and I'm never going to like it because I just don't like the way the shadows blend. This shade, which is a navy blue, I thought would be absolutely gorgeous on my eye, was ridiculously hard to blend. I had to take it off my eye actually. It's really patchy. It doesn't blend easily. It's just a hot mess on my eye. The matte shades were not that pigmented and quite patchy, so I have Potion on my eye today. Very difficult to get it to be opaque. Very patchy, difficult to blend out. And then I used Spell as well. There was absolutely little to no pigmentation with that. Wish came out quite nice. Charm, quite nice on my eye. Some of the shimmers are all right, but they're not great. They're a bit chunky, and I've tried better from more affordable brands, to be honest. And more affordable shadows as well. The Catrice palette, definitely much better. Save your money. Don't get this. Anyway guys, that's kind of all I have to say on my hits and misses for the month. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your hit of the month was, or a miss. And I can't wait to read all your comments. So guys, I will talk to you all in my next video. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow. And I love yous, and I'll talk to you then. Mwah! Bye guys!